dear friends. I am Professor M. Masum Raza from Department of Library Information Science, AMU here. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed two-card system, and within the two-card system, I told you about the Brown charging and discharging system, and second, I told you about the Nivok charging and discharging system. And I also told you what are the paraphernalia, what are the requirements of Brown system, and the requirement for the book, requirement for the borrowers, and the requirement for the library staff at the counter. So we have seen the requirement in both the cases, and I told you what are the advantages and disadvantages of Brown system, because every system has got some advantage. Along with the advantages, the system will have some disadvantage also. Similarly, so some of the disadvantages of the Brown system, they were eliminated in the New York system. So New York system is a better version of the Brown system, but I told you as far as the efficiency is considered, if we consider the efficiency, Brown system is more efficient than the New York system. And I told you the reason also, reason being very simple, because in New York system, the person or the library staff is supposed to write the call number, and second, the library staff is also required to emboss the due date at 3 places. One will be the library membership card, second will be the due date slip, third will be the book card. So definitely it takes time, and this will not be as efficient as Brown system. So we'll move on to the advantages and disadvantages of New York system. So that you can see how in the New York charging is done and how the discharging is done and what are the advantages and disadvantages. I told you about the charging and discharging. So here we will just simply elaborate those things, then we'll move on. So in case of charging procedure, I told you that the members, they are supposed to present the book as well as the membership card. So because the membership card is not like any reader's ticket, it is like the bank's passbook, as I told you, because that gives your identity in the front, and then it has got different columns. So the transactions, all the transactions of issue and return, they are to be recorded on those columns. So the member, normally what happens, member select the book, member will first go to the public catalog, collect the document from there, or collect the call number from there, and then go to the stack area. And then from the stack area, whenever any reader goes to the stack area, so you have shelf list that can assist the reader. With the help of the shelf list, the reader or the member can browse or locate the document on the shelf, and then the document, once the document is in the reader's hand, then the reader is supposed to come to the circulation desk, and there only the charging and discharging will be taken up. This exercise of charging and discharging will be taken up at the circulation desk. So here what happens? So the member will select the book they wish to borrow from the library shelves and present them at the issue counter along with the membership card. This is what is to be done. And if the library operates on a closed access system, then again the issue is same. The call number will be given to the library staff, and the library staff will go and collect the document for the patron or the user and just give it to the circulation counter. And that is only possible where the books are not freely accessible to the patrons. Members may first deposit the requisition slip before presenting their membership card. So what happens, what are the steps here? The issue counter assistant uses a date stamp to mark the date of issue or the due date on the member's membership card and the due date slip. This stamped date indicates that the borrower's book is due for return on such and such day. So the library assistant removes the book card from the book pocket, and using the dater stamp, the assistant is supposed to stamp on the book card as well with the date of issue or the due date, whatever as per the decided as per the columns. So additionally, the membership number of the borrower is recorded on the book card next to the stamped date. So only identities, because in New York system we are not having the reader's ticket. In case of Brown system, as I told you, the book card just after stamping was supposed to be inserted in the book pocket, and these two in juxtaposition has to be filed in the charging tray. But in case of New York system, it is little different. When it is little different, then what can be done here is, whenever the embossing due date stamp is embossed on the book card, and along with the due date, membership number is written, and that can be circled for the mark that okay, on this date this document is going to come back, and it has been issued to such and such member bearing the membership number so and so. Later on, whenever there is exigency, or wherever there is need, then immediately the number, with the help of the number, the circulation desk can identify who the member is, what are the details, what the contact number is, what the mail is. All those details are with the circulation section. So just by writing the membership number along with the due date, that will be sufficient for the identification. So idea is that whenever the library is trying to circulate the documents, the information about the user and information about the document both should be intact. So this is how they are trying to keep these two information intact in case of New York system. So after the book card has been stamped with the date of the issue or due date, it is placed in the charging tray behind the relevant date guide card. Due date guide card is here, and that card is to be filed behind the due date guide card. I told you what the due date guide card is. It is a strong, stout card which can stand erect in the charging tray. So this is the purpose of due date guide card. And once the book card is placed in the charging tray, the library staff will hand over the borrowed book to the reader, and the membership card to the member. Here the membership card has to be returned to the reader. In the earlier case in Brown system, the reader was supposed to surrender one reader's ticket, and the reader's ticket along with the book card was to be filed in the charging tray. But here a user can carry, or the reader can carry the membership card also, and reader can carry the document also. So upon receiving the book and the membership card, the member becomes responsible for returning the book by the due date, which is indicated on the membership card and book card. So this is a system here. Then the charging tray, I told you the charging tray, the job of charging tray is the book cards have to be filed in the charging tray, and all the book cards have to be filed behind the due date guide card, ensuring that books are organized by their due dates for easy retrieval and monitoring. So basically this system allows the library staff to quickly locate books that are due for return or overdue. So this is how it is done. So for discharging also, again the process of discharging is very simple. The member will bring the book back to the return counter, that is circulation counter. If it has two counters, issue and return, then definitely you have to go to the return counter. So if it is the same counter for issue and the same counter for return, then you have to be in the same queue. Or if you have a issue counter separate, you can be in the, and return counter separate, you can go for the return counter and return the document. So what is done first is the identification of book card. Means the assistant will try to, with the help of the due date, will try to find out the book card. So how it can be done is, the library assistant or library staff, though anybody whosoever is sitting at the counter, will ascertain the due date first, and once the due date is ascertained, then the job is, because every on the due date, I told you on the left hand side you have the call number, and the right hand side you have the accession number. So with the help of the call number or the accession number, the library staff will try to just retrieve the same book card, retrieve the book card which has been filed in the charging tray behind due date guide card. So once a book card is retrieved, so as simple as that, that membership number can be crossed, due date also can be crossed, and if it is overdue, fine can be calculated, and if it is on due date, nothing is to be charged, and the book card will be slipped in the book pocket, and the user or the reader is free. So just asserting the due date, and if it is user or reader is returning on the due date, no penalties to be charged. And or another mechanism is you can just put one more stamp of return date, and if the return date and the due date is same, there is no penalty. Because if you want to have the two columns, one for date of issue and date for date of return, then definitely you have to, because when two counters are operating, so issue counter will have the date of issue and the return counter will have the date of return. So when the date of return is embossed, and on the just another column, the date of issue column, you have the again the issue date is there. So you can verify from there that if it is overdue, penalty can be charged, and if it is on the due date, then definitely nothing comes. No charges or the no penalty is charged from the reader. So this can be done, and the membership card is again. So even one more step is there, where reader again will come with a membership card, and against the membership card also, wherever the due date is, issue date is, one return date has to be embossed. If it is due date, nothing. Calculate the fine, collect the money, and put a signature. Putting a signature, putting initial means that the document has been returned. Or the second is, if there are two columns, date of issue and date of return, then one more stamp has to be embossed in the column date of return. And if it is overdue, fines are calculated. If it is not overdue, well in time, then just put an initial, which signifies that the document has been returned to the library. So the member is, once it has been signed in the membership card. Number two, the book card, which was filed in the charging tray, that book card is also collected, due dates and the membership number is crossed, and that is again slipped in the book pocket. So when this much job is done, the member is free from his responsibility. So the return of the book marks the conclusion of member's responsibility, so absolving them of any further obligation regarding that specific book. So this is how the NUOC system operates. So coming to the advantages, what advantages it is having, as I told you earlier also, that maintenance of permanent record, that is more important. The record is maintained by the library also, and simultaneously record is maintained by the user also, because all the logs, when you have a membership card, when all the logs, just like the banks also, they have a passbook, and you must have seen the transaction, the complete transaction of withdrawal and deposit, that can be printed or that can be recorded on the subsequent pages. The first page that shows your identity, that shows your that you are one of the member here, and you have your account here. You are the bona fide member of this bank, and or you can say the client of the bank, and in the subsequent pages you have the transaction, means all the logs of the transaction, means how many times you have borrowed, how many times you have deposited. All those logs are there in the subsequent pages. Same is the case with the NUOC system also. The complete log is there, when how many documents have been issued and how many is supposed to be returned. Here one more advantage you have is, just suppose you are authorized for 6 books, so you have collected 3. Just suppose you have collected 3, so it will show that the books have been issued, means in the column where the date of issue is there, so 3 stamps will be there, and just in front of the date of issue, date of return is also there. So those columns will be empty, means still 3 books are due, means the reader is having 3 books. So if any reader is entitled for 6, means 3 more can be issued, and after 6 no book will be issued. And if any user wants the 7th book or the 8th book, so in that case the 2 books which have been issued earlier, that needs to be returned, and the moment you return it, the return date will be embossed. The moment the return date is embossed, then only what it will show, your membership card will show that only 4 are due right now. Then only you can be issued 2 more books. So this is very quick, easy, and it facilitates the issue and return properly without any chaos. Second most important thing is easy access to information, where I told you the borrower and the library staff enjoys convenient access to crucial information and the due date for returning a specific book and details about the borrower to whom a book has been issued can easily be retrieved by referring to the date slip, membership card, and book card, respectively. So this is a simplified reservation process. You can easily reserve the documents. Just fill up the form, give it to the library, and whenever the document comes back, they will slip the reservation slip in the book pocket, and immediately they will inform the next patron, whosoever needs it. So you have a flexible loan period here. So the loan period for each book is clearly indicated on the respective book cards and the borrower's card, allowing for flexible borrowing period. So these are some of the advantages of this new org system. Then we will see the disadvantages. So it is a little time consuming, as I told you, because you have to write on the call number and you have to emboss at 3 places. You are embossing in the membership card, you are embossing on the due date slip, and you are also embossing on the book card. So definitely it will take time. But anyway, best part is the records are being maintained both in the library as well as with the user. Whereas in case of Brown system, no record was maintained. System was fast, but no record was maintained, neither with the library nor with the user. So this case, the written process, if you compare with the Brown system written process was quick. You simply hand over the document, library staff will check the due date, try to find out the same book card, try to find out the book card with the help of the call number or the accession number, and go to the library staff will go to the charging tray, find out the book card, and take out the book card. If it is overdue, calculate the fine. If it is on the due date, nothing else. User or reader doesn't have to pay any fine. The book card is slipped in the book pocket. It's slipped in the book pocket and the user is free. Whereas in this case, when you return it, so date of return has to be embossed on the membership card. Date of return has to be embossed on the book card as well. So when you emboss the date of return, put your initial on the membership card. This book has been returned now, and the document, let's suppose on the book card also you are stamping it, that the date of return you are stamping it, and then only the book card will be slipped in the book pocket. So little time consuming. Then another disadvantage is risk of dislocation and inaccurate entries. So during the peak hours especially, there's a high risk of disruption to regular operations, so increasing the potential for inaccuracies in the data entry, especially concerning borrowers' membership number, while maintaining numerical and alphabetical lists of members can help address this risk. It introduces added complexity to this system. This system was also taken care by the Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, because he also introduced two-card system with little modification. So that was a modification of Brown system, and in this system, he did some wonderful experiments. What he did was he tried to change the color of the reader's ticket. Color of the reader's ticket depending upon the categories of users. Just suppose you have 3 categories of users, so try to use 3 different colors for the reader's ticket, so that whenever tickets are in the circulation, especially in the charging tray, you can easily make out. Means it will be easy for any library staff to make out which category of users they are maximally using the library and which category of users are minimally using the library. If a particular category is using less using the library, or they are not able to use the library in an optimal manner, then at least the counseling sessions can be organized. You can talk to them, one can talk to them, and things can be materialized. And this was the idea, one wonderful idea. Then one more thing important, what he did, he changed the formats also. In Brown system, normally we have reader's ticket in the pocket form and the book card is elongated, whereas it is vice versa. Vice versa means in Dr. Ranganathan's case, what he did, he made book card in the pocket shape and reader's ticket in the elongated. So when the reader's ticket was elongated, and ultimately when this was filed in the charging tray, it was easy to identify which category of users, how many people of a particular category they are making use of the library. So that was his idea. And one more change, what he tried to experiment was to have the twin token cards. So twin token cards basically was to just um, see that the users are not in a chaotic situation, or if the users, just suppose at the time of returning of the documents, at the time of return of the documents, user want to hurriedly return it. So he tried to work out a method for that. He said, okay, we will have a twin token, means two tokens bearing the same number. So if just suppose I'm a student or a research scholar or any faculty is in a hurry, you can go to the return counter and collect the twin token. One token can be slipped in the book pocket, and book can be given to the library assistant, whosoever is sitting at the counter. And the library assistant, what he or she will do, pick up the twin token. One token will be slipped in the book pocket, another will be given to the reader. So whenever the reader will come back, whenever the reader is free, user is free, either in the intervals or maybe whenever he is disengaged, maybe during the in between the classes, whenever the user is free, the student is free or user is free, you can approach the counter. And once you approach the counter, show the token. So automatically what happens is, by the time the circulation counter, they have retrieved your book card. Book card has been inserted back in the book pocket, and the token is kept with the reader's ticket. Automatically, when you detach the book card from the reader's ticket, so book card will be inserted again back in the book pocket. Reader's ticket is free, so that reader's ticket and token, that will be kept separately. And whenever the user will find time, come to the circulation desk and then just hand over your token, whatever token you are having. So but the moment you hand over the token, they will match the token numbers, and that particular reader's ticket will be given back to you. So without wastage of time, you can uh, just return the document. So this was a thing which was experimented by. This was a idea of Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, and he experimented beautifully in the Madras Public Library. Then coming to the next. So let me tell you, this again further evolved, and we started using machines also for charging and discharging. So one same paraphernalia remained the same, almost same. So tools you can see here for the books, for the readers, for the staff, and this one. What changed here was mechanical book charger. Mechanical book charger was required, and a metal plate with embossed dates. So one metal plate with the date embossing, and third important thing was your registration files, and fourth, your miscellaneous stationery articles that was required. So although this system was quite costly, but it was purely mechanical, where manually you don't have to do anything. So this was also experimented at some place, but was not very successful. But just to, when we are tracing the history of the charging and discharging systems, so at least you should know what this machine charging or mechanical charging system is. So one system, I have taken just one system. So the Dickman book charging system, developed by the Library Efficiency Corporation of New York and introduced in 1927, they revolutionized the book circulation with its innovation, mechanical book charger machine. So this was something innovative. This centerpiece of the Dickman book charging system is the mechanical book charger machine, and the machine is specifically designed for the issuing and returning of library books. So the machine, the likely features mechanical components such as levers, gears, springs, which automate the process of stamping, due dates, recording, borrower's information, and sorting books. So what are the basic tools required here? As I told you earlier, for the books, you require the Dickman book charging system. The equipment required for managing books include the due date cards, book cards, and book pocket. Almost similar to what the Brown system we used to have in the Brown system and the New York system. The technical section will be responsible for preparing the book cards, book pockets, due date slips. All those things are there. Only mechanically issuing it. Just see how it happens. Then for reader, what was important is in the Dickman book charging system, especially the reader was issued a borrower's card featuring a unique identifying number. Means a unique number. It can be a membership number. Unique number was given to every reader, and so the beauty of this was that this what sets this system apart is incorporation of the metal plate bearing the membership number and affixed to the borrower's card via a hinge mechanism. Means on the right hand side you will find probably the metal plate is fixed in the borrower's card, and that will be used for just uh, putting the impression that such and such user has got this document. So the membership number, what that metal plate will have the information that you can see from here. The metal plate will give you a membership number, a name and address, and then the name of the library will be there. And for the borrower, I told you what the borrower will have, especially for using this Dickman book charging system. The library staff are equipped with various tools and supplies to facilitate the borrowing. And returning of the books. So mechanical book charger machine. This mechanical book charger machine is a central component of the system. It automates the process of issuing and returning books, stamping due dates, and recording transaction details. So the library staff, they operate this machine to process books efficiently and accurately. So metal plate with embossed dates. So metal plates with embossed dates are used to stamp the due dates on the book material, means especially on the book card. These plates likely contain the raised numbers corresponding to the days of the month. The library staff use these plates in conjunction with the mechanical book charger machine to mark the due dates on borrowed books. So what is just to make you very simple, what I can let you know, it is having the left and right sides, I suppose, and on the left hand side, on the left hand side, what you can do, you can just mechanically set the date. So once you it is basically, it has got the two arms. On the left arm you can fix the due date, and the due date can be set in the morning. So that on the left hand side due date is fixed, and on the right hand side there is a space to just insert that metal plate. Whenever the user comes, normally whenever the user will come, so he will come with the borrower's card, and the borrower's card, I told you, it is attached with a hinge, and the hinge will give the hinge will bear the membership number and unique identifier of the borrower or the reader. So that metal hinge, especially the metal plate, is inserted on the right slot, and the due date is already set in the morning, and you don't have to do anything. You simply, as per the practice of the Brown and the New York, the library staff is supposed to take out the book card and insert, especially in the Dickman charging machine, where you have the left and right slot, you have the two slots. So you just insert in between, and the moment you insert it and press the charger arm, the moment you press the charger arm, both the impressions will come on the book card. Means the due date will also come and the membership number will also come. So it will show that, okay, this book is due on such and such day. So on the book card you have two impressions now. One, the due date, and second impression you have of the membership number. Means you can easily identify who the user is, who the member is, and when the due date is. So this is the beauty of this mechanical charging. But to have that machine, to have all the borrowers your membership number attached with a hinge plate, and then every morning you have to set the due date, and then mechanically you have to do all this process. That is little cumbersome. Otherwise, this process works as usual. So this is just to show you the borrower's card, how it looks like. You can see the membership number is here, name and address is here, and name of the library is here. And on the right hand slot, you can see the embossed membership number is there. So that is basically the metal plate. So the metal plate membership number is embossed, and that is to be inserted on the either on the left or on the right. So one slot is fixed. One slot is here in the Dickman charging machine. That the metal plate has to be inserted from the side. So you insert that metal plate just to show that this document is being issued to such and such user. So the membership number is inserted in one slot, and in the second you have the due dates. So the moment it is pressed, charger arm is pressed. So both these impressions are printed on the due date. Both these impressions are printed on the book card. Both these impressions are printed on the book card. So simply take out the book card and file it in the charging tray behind the due date guide card as usual. So just to save little time in the charging process, so this machine was used. Next, you can see how the charging takes place. These are the steps of charging. So especially in the charging procedure of the Dickman book charging system, the process begins each morning with the preparation of the mechanical book charger machine, and step by step. So you have to prepare the charger first, and in the beginning of the day, the counter assistant inserts a metal plate containing an embossed date into the right hand slot of the book charging machine, and this action establishes the current date or the book transaction. This action establishes the current date for book transactions. And the second important thing will be presentation of books by the members. So library members are supposed to present the book they wish to borrow along with the membership card or the borrower's card to the counter assistant at the circulation desk. Then what the counter assistant will do? Counter assistant will retrieve the book card from the book pocket of each book, and the book card will be inserted in the slot, especially in the slot slot that is meant for the book card in the Dickman charging machine. And concurrently, the metal plate containing the borrower's membership number is also placed on the left hand slot. Then issuing of books. To complete the issue of books, the counter assistant depresses the charger arm of the machine, and this action activates a printing mechanism which embosses the membership number and date of issue onto the book card. And once stamped with the requisite information, the book card is withdrawn from the machine and returned to the counter assistant. So this is how the issuing process takes place. So again, coming to the discharging, this was charging, and now we will see how the discharging takes place. And in the discharging procedure of the Dickman charging system, the counter assistant will handle the return of the books from the borrower, and first checking the overdue. Upon receiving the return books from the borrower, the counter assistant verifies whether the book has been returned within the due date, or it is due, or it is overdue. So that is to be done first. Then cancellation of date of issue, and if the borrower's card is utilized for the transaction, it is inserted into the again book charging machine, and the counter assistant then cancels the previous date by issuing or imprinting the new date opposite to the former on the borrower's card. So this action serves to update the record of the books returned. So then, following this cancellation of the date of issue on the borrower's card, the counter assistant retrieves the book card from the charging tray, and subsequently the counter assistant inserts the book card into the book pocket, ensuring that the card remains with the returned books for accurate tracking. Then there is a mechanism of storage of predated due cards. In case where the returned book contains a predated due card in the book pocket, that if you have a due date slip, then you can simply emboss on the due date slip, and if you don't have a due date slip, then only predated due cards are used, and that predated due cards are inserted in the book pocket, and when the user is carrying the document or whenever the document is issued, pre-dated due cards are inserted in the book pocket. And when the user will discharge or whenever the user will return it, those pre-dated due cards are removed from the book pocket. This is a simple mechanism here. So what are the advantages here? This is accurate and legible record keeping is there. That's the best part of it, that no hand scribbling, because you have a machine, you insert the book card, and you have a mechanical thing, you press the charger arm, both the both the information, means due date as well as membership number, will be printed on the book card, and then later on the book card can be filed in the charging tray. So this is most accurate and legible record keeping. Second, simple and easy to use. You don't have to do anything. In the morning you set the due date, and user will come with a borrower's card. Already the metal plate is attached with the borrower's card. Insert in the left slot, insert in the left hand slot, and then press the charging arm. Take out the book card, ascertain the book card belongs to the same book, then simply just insert in the machine and press the charger arm. So permanent record keeping is there, because in case of a Brown system this was lacking. So at least here you have a permanent record keeping is there, because the membership number record is also you are keeping on the book card. When the membership number is there on the book card, means you can anytime you can ascertain how many times this book has been issued and who had been the users. So the record is maintained in the library also. And next, time saving, quite quick, but it is not as quick as Brown system. It is going to take time, but it is quick. You don't have to do anything. Ascertain that the book card belongs to the same book, and then due date has already been fixed in the morning, and simply the member is coming with a borrower's card which is having a metal plate fixed. So just taking care of the left and right slots and then pressing it. So whatever time it takes, so that will be the time taking for the issue of books. Then optimized staffing requirements. So the system requires few staff members, since many tasks are automated by the mechanical book charger machine. So this results in the cost saving for the library while maintaining efficient operations. And then definitely it is having some disadvantages also. And the problem is the metal plates with the borrower's card. The requirement of metal plate with the borrower's card, that adds complexity and cost to the system. That will be additional cost to the system. So maintaining and replacing these metal plates may require additional resources. That's one. And second, the increased workload for the counter assistants, means counter assistants may find themselves handling more tasks due to reliance on the mechanical book charger machine, and this increases the workload that could lead to fatigue or errors if not managed effectively. Then definitely noise disturbance will be there when you are using the machine. So that will be disturbing. That will be disturbing for others. And the need of two registration files. The Dickman book charging system requires both alphabetical and numerical registration files. So managing and updating these files may be time consuming and prone to error if not organized properly. So we have seen the machine charging system also, and by this time you have seen what register system is, what card system is, and what a mechanical charging system is. So in the future lectures we'll focus on audio charging, photo charging, and other latest modern mechanisms of charging and discharging. Thank you very much.